Hello, 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 and good morning. This is Julie with the Jewel Design. Welcome. Let's see, middle of the week? Yep, middle of the week. So, thank you for joining me today. We are back at it. We're doing still Christmas. I am still working on the Vintage Christmas Greeting Kit. You saw me do the whole flip-flop journal thing with my mom over at Lorette Chandler, Vintage Paper Girl, and finished it up here. The flip-through was on Sunday, so you can see that journal complete, and it is up for sale in the Etsy shop. So that was a gorgeous, massive, fluffy project, and I don't have it on me right now. My mom has it. She's looking it over, so I can't even show it again. So if you need to, I'll plop it right here. In the link above, there's a quick link, and it'll send you back to the flip-flop reveal that I did on Sunday. So you can click on that real quick if you want to, if you wanted to see and you missed the flip-flop journal reveal of the Vintage Christmas Greeting Kit. This guy was pretty prominent. But this whole kit started out as a December daily, a very horizontal kit with 3 lovely journal pages to play with, plus plenty of other pages to work with. And this reveal, of course, was probably a good month ago, and I'll click that at the end of the video. I will link the reveal and starting process of how we got to this point, and how this, can turn into a December daily. I am making it as a 2 signature kit. We sat there and talked about, what I needed and how I wanted to accomplish it. The first 12 pages or 12 days is here, which is very much more my daughter's beginning of the Christmas season and her birthday, which is going to be Sweet 16, so there's a lot to document. And then the second signature is definitely a little bit more days. It's the 13th through the 31st, but it's their Christmas break. It's going to have lots in here, and I'm really stoked. Now, I was going to do this all on a fabric, cardboard, Mod Podge, ordeal, and I didn't have any cardboard. All of my boxes that I had, because at one point I cleaned out all my massive amount of cereal boxes and whatnot. None of them are the right size for me to fold down to give myself a 1/2 inch to 1 inch binding to be able to put 2 signatures in there. And I happened to look over and realize I had a stack of Dollar Tree books, and one of them happened to be white, which I don't need white because I just realized I'm covering it, but I didn't want something too dark that the fabric wasn't going to cover through or was going to shine out. I wanted the ability to go really simple or go really in depth and decide how much I wanted to cover it. So I found a white book, newbie, some political thing, pulled out all of the pages, and I'm using the hardback cover. And that's going to give me something nice and hard to play with and stout. So as I'm filling it up, I'm hoping it'll give. But I don't have to do too much podging. But today, I thought I'd let you join in. Not let you join in, but I'd bring you along, and we would decorate the cover. We decorate the outside cover, maybe the inside, and maybe even work on the beginning stages of the envelope window pocket that I know I want to go inside. But just start playing with what was left over from the flip-flop. There's a lot of pieces I knew wouldn't fit in there. And so we have things to work with. So next couple of videos will be hopefully the more decorative fun stuff of this December daily journal that I'm keeping. But I need to get that ready. We're 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. Kids are on break next week. Like, not even 2 weeks. What, a week and a half? Technically, it's a week from tomorrow. Oh my God, we have a week till Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, you guys will see this on Thursday, and they'll be a week away from Thanksgiving. So yeah, I better get going because I don't have to document it right away, but we have a lot going on from Thanksgiving to the 3rd of December, and then I get to write all those fun memories in there. So let's get going so I don't waste too much more time. And let's see. To me, I'm like checking my time, and yeah, I wasted 4 minutes. 4 minutes in already, so yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. But I thought I'd just tag you guys all and watch me do something creative than just simply putting a signature together. But as you see, I have all these wonderful pieces. I have one of my journal cards. I have a doily. I have some tissue. I've got scraps of fabric left over and ribbon. I have this lovely, what do you want to call it? I don't know what this is. It reminds me of scarves, but it's all, I don't know, it's pretty, but I don't know if she dyes it or she finds it, but this one happened to be a cream to a brown. There's a little bit of a taupey areas in it. Like this right there we go. Right here's a little lighter. But when you spread it, I spread it out before, and I've used it for like pockets and stuff. So I thought it'd be a fun element to add to this. So we have my ribbons, everything from the other kit, all here. And I sort of want to decorate up this yummy cinnamon coffee tea dyed card. I don't know which way I'm going to have the top or bottom. I'll just see if I can find a way to write the word Christmas in here. But I figured we could decorate this up with a card, decorate it on this around the card and pop it on the front cover. And so I just bring you along for that whole fun thing. So how are we all doing? Like, I just realized we're a week from Thanksgiving. Oh my god. And it's crazy. So what I already did so far is, okay, so there's the book. Here's the white, nice pretty white cover. Hate to really cover it up. It is pretty, but it keeps it light, and so that I can Mod Podge and do what I need to do and not worry about color popping through. So I did start off where I Mod Podge the cover. You can see where I had some glops from an old Mod Podge I had to check. And it's usually the Mod Podge water concept, and it was bad. So went for straight Mod Podge. I'm just doing the matted stuff. Put it right on the book. Lay this down. It should keep everything intact. I love the fabric on this one. It's my poinsettias, but it's nice and light and creamy. It's not overwhelming. So I tucked it in. We're going to put paper over it. Once I think we have everything in place, because I do not want to get too crazy. But I'm having to decide. Like I mentioned in the reveal, we're going to use this on the inside, which is perfect. I've already decal cut it and distressed it, and so I think it's going to be a great way to hide the seams. Leaves me journaling space, whatever I want to do. Of all the Merry Christmas days you've known in old December, may this one be the happiest, the best you can remember. And it was one of my favorite things that I found in one of the old cards, and I plopped it in a few places, and it may not be the happiest, but we're going to try to make the most of this Christmas, that is for sure. So it's sort of a good thing. So anyway, we're going to do that on the inside once I think I got everything tucked down and ready to go. And I think I'm going to put some fabric in here inside the binding, nice and tight, hopefully, because this is what we're going to sew into. But I just realized, that's going to make it really hard to finish. I don't know if I want the seams to show. Because once I pop it through, you're going to see the lines. You're going to see two lines, which, actually, I don't mind the idea. I know some ladies will put beads and stuff in. Like, they'll run it through, try to beat it, then run through the next one. It takes a little thought process. But maybe we'll think of a way to, when we do it, because I can just see the title, we'll find a way to make those two lines for the signature maybe a little more decorative than usual. I think it'll be okay. All right. It's for me. I have to decide, right? Because normally I try to hide that if I can. I don't want to do any more lace. Not that I'm aware of. Now, this side is bigger than this side, which is really funny when I put it down. But again, if all the thing is tucked, I got the fabric, I can just sort of decide how tight I want to go. I can always trim a little off, too. If I feel like, I think this side I can trim a little off if I need to. So that's the tentative inside. But until I'm done, I get everything lined up. I'm not going to glue anything down quite yet, but you get a feel for how that's going to go. So what I was hoping for was to do a ripped fabric in the top corner, paper underneath, maybe a little collaging, and then add that over I guess it's an over the page tuck type of thing. But I'm not going to go from the top, I don't think. So I want to sort of center it. So I want a little down here, but see this here. So we have to keep in mind when I'm covering it. I was going to like really Mod Podge and tissue up the bottom here. And I thought, well, I may not see any of it. So trying to get it in between. So let's cut it and see what happens. So what are you guys all working on? We've gone from Thanksgiving, or we've gone from fall. I know that I'm still got my house decorated for fall, but I'm really itching for Christmas because Christmas is literally so short this year. I feel like fall's been forever. I think I literally started early and on time this year. I don't know. I love fall, but I'm sort of feeling the need to be done with it. I don't know. I love Christmas. I really do. I was hoping this would rip. Okay. But I don't want it to rip straight up. I want it to rip sideways. This is going to be interesting. It may not rip at an angle. Well, it might not rip at an angle. I don't really want to cut it. Like, I don't want to have to cut it that way. So I think we're going to tear, and we're going to cut, and we're going to tear, and we're going to cut, and we're going to tear, and see what happens. Oh, okay, maybe not the way I was hoping. I wanted it at an angle, but I'm getting a very weird... All right, well, you get what you get, I guess. Oh, no. All right, well, that wasn't quite what I was expecting. I'm wondering if I'm just going to have to, like, maybe I trim it up, and then I'm going to have to, like, collage it back on. Because that's actually the bigger piece that I might have wanted. Well, unless... No, I'm not working. And I could vary this. I could change my mind. Glue it up and under. Yeah, a little rough, but... And then put the paper on the top corner instead. And I would get the color at the corner that I wanted. We get a little process video today, that's for sure. Not quite the direction I wanted it in, though. I'm like, that's not quite what I wanted, because now I'm going to have to make sure that I have enough extra to fold up and over the edges, which means just the top. I didn't mind the idea of this being distressed on the outside edge, but now I'm short. Oh, I thought they would rip an edge. I really thought it would rip one away. Now I didn't realize could mean it'd only rip one away. Well, I mean, I could, just sort of fussy a piece up there, or like I could put a cluster. I could always cluster something up here to cover this corner so it's not so obvious, which I could do. I have plenty of fabric. Oh my gosh. I mean, I could make a cluster in that corner in a way that allowed, something that didn't make it so obvious that it ends right there. That might work. Anything and everything can be done. Now, the other thing I could do, actually, is get my paper under there that I wanted originally. But it was a little dark. So I could put this underneath it, tear this to get something underneath, and still collage a little bit. Alright, we'll give that a shot. We're going to make this work. We're not going to fussy about it too much. It is what it is, right? Try not to mix up my scissors. Because they're both blue. I like the rough edges. I don't mind that, but I don't want this. I don't want all the things. Yeah, and so I also I was working on making some coffee sleeves, fabric coffee sleeves. Right, really stoked for me and my girls. Might sell a few, but at the rate I'm going, it may not happen. But I was using a stitch to go around here, a little messy, but I thought, it's sort of cool. I like the messy look. I love that rough look. So it reminds me of quilts and stuff. But near the end, all of a sudden, it slips, and all of a sudden, I'm getting straight line only. And come to find out, I was using a stitch that was not meant for long term. This is where I'm still a beginner. I found a stitch. I was like, oh, there's one of my finishing stitches. No, it was a buttonhole stitch. I didn't realize that. And I'm doing this long term, and at the end, as I'm trying to adjust for the last turn, something snaps or slips, something, and I broke my sewing machine. My sewing machine is over 25 years old. It's a simple, it may have been a Kmart special at the time, because when we had Kmart was one of the first stores we had here in my little town, and it was good for the time. My mom got it to me when I was pretty young, I guess. I don't know. She thinks 16. I thought maybe 18. But I was doing 4-H and sewing the backs of quilts, like the backings and stuff, forever. Since 5th grade. So I don't know when we cannot remember when we got this machine. So it's way over 25 years. It's just a simple white sewing machine. I've used it to what I can do for quite some time. And, I think I finally killed it. I was really bummed. Let me make sure I'm in camera this whole time. Yeah, let's get me up there. Yeah, so I was like, whoops, yeah. Okay, so we're thinking about deckling this edge and up the side because we want to make sure that it's not, I don't want to go to the edge and have it all loose. I want to deckle it up, and then we'll distress the book so that it doesn't have that funky straight line finish. No one wants that. Oh, but yeah, so that was fun this week. I did not mean to do that, and so that was a lot of fun. I don't need to deckle this edge. What do I need to deckle? Up. Let's go a little bit beyond. No. I guess I should measure. Sorry, guys. I just hit you. So sorry. I thought I had this more planned. I'm a little frazzled still, apparently. That's okay. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Frazzled's not too bad, but I want it tucked in, but not too much, because what I don't want it to do is have to fuss with that binding too much. Let's see. So there's the edge of my thing. You can see the edge right there. So we're going to go just inside that. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. That was my Monday. Sewing along, trying to fix a quilt that I made for a friend of mine. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I lost my line. It's literally, it blends right into everything else. And trying to fix a quilt I made for my daughter, my friend's daughter. See, the fabric keeps shrinking, and so it keeps pulling. And so I've been, like, I took out all my old messes, and I was going to just sew up resew like every intersection back up, and try to find a zigzag, and nothing was working. So then I thought I had something that was working. It was a little tight, a little weird. Now I know why. I am so silly. Oh my god. But oh well. But anyway, yeah, in the process of it, I just kept going, but I went to go change gears, and I thought, oh, I'll go make these cute, I'm not going to worry about the top too much up here, because we are going to cover it, and I may decide to rip it, but I think I'm just going to let this and the cluster sort of help cover my issues, so we'll figure it out. Perfect. So we'll Mod Podge that down. But yeah, I totally toasted the sewing machine. My mom looked at it yesterday, and she's like, yep, something's off in the gears. It's toast. And I'm like, man. So I'm not pouring this on. I'm just trying to get to the edge, because this one brush does not get me far enough where I want to be. I could use fabric tack, and I don't know what else, but I figured I want this on. I don't want any issues. Don't want to worry about it at all. And I need to actually go get some Dollar Tree brushes for the Mod Podge stuff, because this is actually one of our painting brushes, but god, we have hundreds of them. I had an old one, but it started getting to a point where I wasn't doing such a good job cleaning it, apparently, and it was rock hard. I'm like, I can't spread anything on that. There is no way. It's time to start over, so that is what we are doing. I'm out of frame, sorry guys. Ladies, I shouldn't say guys. Maybe a few guys, but now what I don't know is, yeah, it's fine. I don't know if I wanted to use that whole paper all the way up, now that I think about it, but let's see what sticks, and then maybe I'll tear up. I'm afraid I'm going to tear, and it wouldn't tear right, but I don't know if I want all that. Well, I don't mind it underneath. The only problem is it's up there, so we are going to tear a little off. I know, weird. But that way, yeah, that's better. I'd rather have it sort of like randomly in there, not so obviously too paper cut, too, cookie cutter type thing. But what are you guys working on? Are we all into Christmas? I know some of you just finished some Christmas. Some of you are just barely getting started into Christmas. Like I said, I'm sort of jonesing. I think, too, because I go literally to Christmas to birthday for my daughter. So, like, we are adding, Christmas, but I also have to add in a certain amount of decor for her birthday. Because that whole week, like, we decorate and get prepped and ready for her birthday, or for Christmas and her birthday about at the same time. I want a little bit of that on top. We do want a little bit of that rip right there. I think it's going to help. Part of me wants it up and over. I want to be like underneath, but I also want on top. I don't think that's going to work. I wish that wasn't so perfect. I know. Here, we got to, maybe we can, aha. I was like, can I fuzz it a little bit? I play with it a little bit with my nails. There we go. I'm like, I don't want any perfect edges. I don't want it to be a little bit messier. Nice part is it is all going to get Mod Podge down, so. But how is everybody? What are we up to? What are we doing? Hope we're all staying healthy. Some of you, I know we're still getting some really weird weather. I think some of you are done with hurricane season. But guess what? Well, Florida doesn't get snow, I don't think. But I don't know. At this point, I think I'd rather have snow than hurricanes. Oh, my goodness. Personally, I'm like, no, that is not a perfect edge. So I gotta see if I can cut that. Or not cut that, but rough it up a little bit. I want this interesting edge, a little something we'll pull the color for sure. I wonder if I should go over the whole thing. That way it's a little bit more. And then if we put the cluster in here somewhere, like, it makes this sort of a base piece to that cluster. Okay, let's see. How do I don't know if I can cut with the decal. Maybe. It's really thin, so I don't know if I can cut the decal. I should not be working on top of my book. Bad girl. Let's see if we can barely decal the edge. It was just a weird tear, so it's not so perfect. We don't have the paper perfect, so it's not. Except that. There we go. I'm like, get it under. Alright. Not much going on here. I mean, technically today, the day I'm filming it is just a Wednesday. You're going to see this Thursday morning, which is my husband's birthday. So that's a little rough right now. That is a little rough right now. We're struggling. Or I'm struggling a little bit. I don't know. The girls are hiding it pretty good at the moment, but they have school on Thursday morning, and then we go and we're gonna, what's the word? We get to go to this horse ranch, and we get to, the girls get to get set up for some animal horse like therapy. Finally get to go do that. Really stoked about that, because it is going to get harder, and things are going to get a little bit more emotional, and so knowing that we have a resource, I don't know, like we do it now, I don't know if they'll see them at all during Thanksgiving break, or whether like this is the setup, and then we'll see them after Thanksgiving for 6 weeks. I don't know. I know right now we're just sort of getting set up, but we get to go check the place out, and we get to maybe meet a few horses or a counselor or two, and then, you know, set up what we need. And so they'll do a little school tomorrow, or today, assuming for you guys, you're watching it. So today they're doing some school. They'll get to go there. Then we're gonna come. I have to go by his old work real quick and drop off some stuff that, you know, I've been waiting for one of the boys to come get, but they've just been swamped with the lack of bodies now. And so of course my husband passes, and a couple of them decide to jump ship. So as usual. And but anyway, so I need to drop off some stuff to the manager, my husband's manager, so he can get stuff maybe allocated back out. Or we've got shirts and stuff that, okay, well, I can't give it away. It has, you know, has a company logo all over it. It's not like Snap-on or something where like some guy would take it. It's Quinn. It's a company logo. So I'm like, no one's gonna want these polos. Like, hello. I think I'm gonna get a little bit of Mod Podge over it. It is matted. It's not a gloss. So I don't know, like, how that's going to pan out. But I think we're getting there. Okay. Gotta be careful, though. It does all kinds of weird things. All right. And for a second, I gotta close that. Whew. It gets potent. So we will, it's a little edgy, but when I distress it, we will distress this edge and this edge. This is going to get covered a little bit. See, and so the inside is going to be tough because it will not be covered, but that page was a little longer, so maybe we will go right to the edge and it'll be distressed inside and out. So that'll be okay. Now, let's get these edges. Now, I did distress it. I just Mod Podged everything down. I wanted to make sure there was no chance of, like, it not sticking, I guess. I guess it's sticking okay. So far, so good, right? There's not much on this end, so this is just really a little bit of a cover space, which it is hard. I can feel the fabric is hard from earlier and didn't quite stick down. And it's just, yeah, come on. This corner piece here, this has been a little temperamental. Like, it needs to what's the word? Dry. And then it seems to be okay, but I may not be leaving it to dry long enough before I do anything. There we go. It's like you sort of want to flatten it out. Now, this is new. I've never done this in my life. I've never covered a cover yet. I took an old book last time when I did my daughter's altered book the first time, which I can then plop that listing in here too. I think I showed it off. I showed some tutorials on that. Not tutorials, but some journal with me's. I know it's a totally different thing. It's she has a favorite game that she loves, and she wanted to be able to journal in it, the adventures and stuff. It was her birthday present last year. That was a big deal. That was a year ago. So yeah, I will clip that up here too, so you can take a quick look at that if you ever want to go back and look at my first altered book, which was a hardcover. It was a little, almost like a 5x7, an old like an old mystery writer type book, and in the late or early 70s, I guess. But that was fun. So I took the pages of that, and which I have those book pages for life. I swear, there's a lot of those. But that was fun. But I don't remember. I think at the front of that one, I just did a standard paper or whatever cover. I don't remember how I covered that one. I had fabric. No, I did use fabric, but I don't know. I think I fabriced it and then covered the binding. So I don't think I did that in your standard thought process. I don't remember how I did that. So yeah, you have to look back on that one. See what I did to that cover. But this feels new. This is the first time I've taken all the pages out, and I'm just using the book as, the hardcover book. And it's not an antique. It's just a 2018 political book that I didn't even know it was political. I just grabbed it because of the color. And somebody who's having, had some epiphany of what they felt, what's going on in the world or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's nice. Don't need that. Okay. So I actually like that. That actually came out a lot better than I expected. So that's good. That's always a plus. Got stuff all over my fingers. I probably should get a wet wipe and try to get this stuff off. Gonna have to make sure I clean this really well before it all sets in. But I can't leave you guys and do that. I don't want to have to edit this one. I'll just upload it later. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get some of it out right now. Hopefully, okay. We'll throw that away because my fingers are only gonna get worse. And I do have baby wipes somewhere. Woohoo! That is a plus to some things. You get extras and you just use what you got. There's not really alcohol in these. I think wet wipes have a little bit more alcohol. Baby wipes do not have as much. But that is okay. Let me put this down below. Anything to get the basics off. Alright, so here we go. I don't know. Now, as I go along, I can decide that I may want to put things underneath. That's the joy of creating the top cover card first. You're not really creating it right on the page. You're creating it sort of separately and then working your way in. So, alright. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just realized I still need to get the papers inside. But that's alright. That actually worked. It's bunching it up. See how I'm using it and it is pulling some off. My hands have been so dry. Oh my gosh. Got my nails done last, and then it was like fireplace and all these things. And my hands are just super dry. I thought with all the rain that we've already had that it wouldn't be so dry out. But apparently, oh good. And my kitty was out all night last night. He was just being a little butt. He wanted to go out, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I put him outside, forgetting that we've been dropping into like the low 30s at the crack of dawn. So it took him a while to come out this morning. I don't know where he was. He was hiding pretty good. He was like, yeah, no, I'm not coming out to see you. I'm not coming home for breakfast. I don't want to. I'm probably nice and warm. So it took me quite a bit of calling for him to come out. So now he's being a good boy, and he's hiding in the garage here with his blanket in his room. Okay, so it's a little tight. That's okay. We want it to be pretty solid here. All right. Now, I could do the insides, but I'm going to wait. I don't want to bore you with all of that. So let's work on the front. So, now basically, I'm wondering if I should do it upside down so that there's something edged down here, which I could put, either gives me extra, or if I do up there, I like the darker, I think. I gotta say that, or do I want lighter? No, I sort of like, I don't know how much if we're going to cover it up. So I hate to do all that and then go, oh, I'm covering that all up. So we have you, can you? And I definitely have no problem with things being off the page. We definitely want some, we're not going to keep everything on top of this. We want it to fan out. Of course, I'm going to lay this out perfectly, watch, and then I'm going to have to, reglue it all. Now, yeah, I was debating on that cluster up there. I think now that we got that covered, I'm not so worried about it. I sort of just wanted to have some fun with, splashes of color with the fabric. So this is torn already, so it's perfect. A little edgy, a little, I don't want perfection. Haha, right? Well, after everything else. And I could just put that up there as an edge to that tab to make it stick out and cut it accordingly, and that would be prominent, but do that. No, I feel like things can't just go right. I think they do need to be layered in a way that combines things. This would just be a small piece, a corner, which would also need to be covered in some form. Not covered, but added to. We need another layer to that. Make a cluster in there, make a little cluster. But I think if we're going to do any clustering, though, I think it should be off the tab. I really think it needs to be. Still up here like I thought. Maybe it'd be extended. It's going to be a little off. Okay. Definitely processing. Process. Okay, we have these pieces over here we were debating on. Alright, let's get this one distressed, though, because I have the edges that are bugging me. And I could try to cut it, but I feel like it's just going to keep... And wow, my printer printed the lines. So yeah, not just my sewing machine that's malfunctioning or is broken. Then I went to print a job for a client, and my printers are doing weird things. It would only run so much, and then it would stop. It would lose connection to the computer, and it would like go 2/3 of the way through like page 6 or 7, and then stop printing. And then I asked to go high quality, and it went crazy on the color, and it made things like more orange than pink. My pretty shabby winter kit just decided to malfunction. So luckily I had a good copy in my stash, so I gave it to, I ended up giving it to her because I could not. I tried again. I thought, okay, that's what I get for messing with the settings. Let me just print like I always do. And I go to do it, and the header, the cartridge printer headers decided to do really weird things in certain corners off of certain graphics. And I'm like, okay, well, I can have fun with that and grunge it up, but when a client, sees something and expects a certain, expects something, you don't go giving her some funky, something. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was just. So, I don't know, the printer's 2 years old, the computer is going on 3, or my laptop, my parents bought it for my birthday right before COVID, because I knew that my old tablet was not going to survive a whole business. So that, but of course a year in, I spill juice and water all over it. So I've been babying that for the past, the past year. Which, I'll be passing, I have a whole new computer at my fingertips. But doesn't mean it's fully keepable. Like, it has its glitches. It has its moments. So I was like, oh, come on. So I got one to travel with, which I have to get back to Mom's. We have to get a lot of her stuff listed. Okay, so I'm sort of just razzing the edges of that. I think we're sort of going to play off the tab. I've got this where this says wishes on it, upside down. I think it's wishes. Yeah. And it's already fuzzled and frazzled on the bottom. Sort of like this rough look. It's making me very happy. I'm like, this rough look is making me happy. So we're going to... Hard part is when you get started, you go to cut this, right? And then you have to do something. So you got to get it to, like, undo itself. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep my nitpicky stuff elsewhere. So we can go here and here and maybe green. I didn't get to use this as much as I was hoping. That's a lot of green. Maybe break it up a little bit so... I do love making random clusters, I really do. I'm going to do that right down the middle, off to one side. I could go underneath, which is a little weird, but... And yes, I'm talking to myself quietly. So sorry, guys. I'm like, do. This is why I'm normally not on the camera. Because I do a lot of that. Alright. And then I just ordered some new charms to put on these guys. My mom made some cute ones, and she put buttons and stuff like that down the side down this end. You glue it down, hot glue it, and then she put some charms here. And I'm thinking about putting like some of this trim on the other end. I know it's a little weird because then when you're holding it, you may feel all of it, but we don't care. So I got some brand new charms for this, right? So one of them might actually be really cute here, but technically, if I do this right, that's going to cover that corner. So that's going to work. And I almost want to go all the way down with that one. I think we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're getting somewhere. I do feel though, like then I'm thinking we need, and I think we're going to do the white because I want the contrast. We need to, I love that there's a little bit of glitter like in here. There's a little bit of metallic glitter in this. It's technically like a crocheted trim, but it's good size. So I either can go the bottom with this, all the way across the bottom. Do I go? I could go the bottom, but then I just, of course, you know, hide everything I just did there. I want a little something. I just don't know. I could do that. Spread it out at an angle over it. Really do want this, like, it's so perfect on the inside. I do want a little bit of a mess on the outside. I could do that. Spread it out, glue it down. But it almost blends right in. I thought I want that contrast, but you almost can't see it. So both corners sort of decorated up. Then, yeah, definitely. Okay, so I don't need to put a charm up there, but I may want to find something down here. Now, I did make that really pretty flower on the front of my other one. And so maybe I'll make a smaller version and put the flower down here, and that would really help. Ooh, I like that idea. I think we're getting there. I don't know if I want to round this. I almost want to be like, I'm going to round these two corners and leave those, you know, that one in there straight up. I really wish I had something to cut the corners, like put some detail in this. I don't have any of those lovely decorative hole punch trim punchers like my mom has, which I'm sort of bummed about. But I might do those once I do the flower. I may put the gold, a little bit of a gold up this corner. I gotta see where the flower pans out and get that down there. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can do this. Right, I'm so debating. Maybe I'll do all the corners. All right. I know this is any fun. I know it's more Christmas. I know there's been a lot of it, but, you know, I did do a little bit of my, you know, fall, and then we have that fall journal still out there. So if someone wants their journal ready to go for next year, I still have it up for sale. And then, you know, so I did the corners a little bit. That helps. Okay. I wish I had a reverse on that. I do have a reverse. I can hole punch the corners to give you the rounding on the outside. But it's really the only corner you see, so maybe not. Okay. Let's wait on that one for a second. I think I can cut it, because I can always trim it down, but I want to get a general ragged whatever up here. There we go. Let's do that. We've got that. I love the mess I have on the side, but not as crazy as what it was for the other things. Oh my gosh, that flip-flop journal was a massive. I think I was going to use the glitter glue, but really it's all fabric. So carefully undo layers, but not too much. Like I said, you know me, I get it all perfectly laid out, pull it apart, and then I undo it. Which you always hope that when you put it back, it's like somewhat better than what you started with, because, you know, it evolves as you go. I don't know. Oh, but please comment down below. Let me know what you've been up to. What's your new project? So, Rhoda did the photo album, Shabby Winter. I know she got a sewing kit and a kitchen memory book from me. So those were going to be some fun new projects she was working on, which was awesome to hear about. So I'm really stoked. Yes. I have to remember what, I'm like, do I have this in the right order? And then, I don't know what else. I know Dawn just is finishing up with her fall. I know she bought something, but I can't remember. So I'm hoping she'll share her next project. Lorette is still finishing this Shabby Winter and doing all those adorable Christmas pieces. She just had a video on the little paper folded journal card thingies, journal pages, book pages covered for Christmas. They just fold in thirds and put on. So that was super cute. I'm like, ooh, I want to do some of those. So there's that. I'm not doing everything too perfect because we do... Now, this is right before I forget. This was going underneath to break that up. So let me just do a line, I think, of where I want it. I think that's going to be a lot easier than trying to glue the red piece. I don't know exactly what I need. Whoops, let's not. Yes, I went and bought more of the fabric tack because I'd gone through quite a bit of it. I only bought a 4-ouncer and put it in an 8-ounce bottle, but I just bought a new 8-ounce bottle so I can refill it. And I bought more of the glitter glue because I was like, oh my gosh, this little 4-ounce feels super light and we've been doing so much work. So I bought it. So I bought an 8-ounce to refill the little bottle. And then realized this morning when I went looking for a new brush that I had another 4-ounce. I had bought a 2-pack of 4 ounces of the glitter glue. I was like, oh, well, I am perfectly set up now. I have plenty. All right, there we go. Now, I didn't know if I was going to keep all of that up there. Okay, that's going to go there. It's a little low. And we're going to rip a little of this off, I think. I don't think I want all that. Nope, don't think I want it all. But what I did realize is, yeah, might have... No one says this has to be perfectly on here either. Oops, stuff everywhere. What am I doing? Yep, I'm getting there. Alright. I feel that this needs personality. I got this here. Yeah, I don't think I have much of that in this one. This one became quite prominent in the other one. This one, I don't think you see really at all. I think in my signature in the middle, yeah, it's there in that middle one. And then the other one has it, doesn't have it at all, I don't think. Maybe in the middle. No, not really. So it's just that one spot in the middle of this one, which is okay. That works for me too. Okay, let's make sure I'm not completely out of whack. All right, let's see. Let's do a little weird distressing around the edges of this one because I feel it needs a little bit more dimension. And I won't go all the way around. I'm just going to do the ends I think are going to show. You know, some of it's going to be covered, so I want to make sure that that bottom section is, there's plenty. I want dimension. I don't want too flat. I have to work on everything. I don't want to go too flat on anything. Well, thank you all for joining me in my little thing. Thank you for subscribing, liking, loving. Thank you, and welcome to some newbies. I think I have a Beverly and a Lisa who joined very recently. So hopefully this catches you just in time and you will continue to see what's up with what I got going. Alright, so I was going to put that underneath. But what if we went the other way? We want that to show more than anything. We want that glitter. So you want to see that pretty silvery glitter. I don't know if you can see it. It's sort of hard in the thing. But there's a little bit of a thin silver twine crocheted in. So, yeah. I'm like, alright, well, I don't know what it's meant for. I buy it constantly from Lisa over at, I think it's Handcrafted by Just Gigi. And, she does it in all kinds of colors. Like, I have them in purple and teal and pink and this beige one. And every so often, I just bought a big old, not a big section, but a nice section of purple for my purple journal. I have so much stuff for my own purple journal. That will be the spring project that I get done. I don't know. I don't journal much. I don't like writing. But I think I need to more and more. So we're going to. All right. What do we think? I think a flower down here would definitely help, you know, balance that. So I'm definitely going to have to make one. I did not do that on camera. I don't know if we're going to do that. I took a paper flower. Two paper flowers of two different sizes, right? And then I punched out a bunch of circles out of some of my pattern papers, and then I laid them out as petals within the paper flowers, and then did like 3 more circles in the middle, and then I added a flat, gem to that. I don't know why I'm putting ink on everything. I just realized not all of it's going to sit down, but better safe than sorry, right? So yeah, no, it's a really good little layering. It is not up to Claudia's standards. Claudia, I think it's Crochet for You or Timeless Crochet. I know Claudia, but I cannot remember her site. Does gorgeous flowers. I could never compare, but I only need a couple, and I may have to ask her for a purple set once I get going with my journal. I may want a bunch of flowers in my personal journal, so I'm going to have to ask her to see if she'll see what comes up, and maybe she'll have a kit that happens to be ready, and then if not, I'll have to ask her for some purple flowers, because I don't want to make them all, because they're gorgeous. I love her flowers. But I had to come up with something pretty quickly, and so I just made an attempt at something. I had a brain fart, and so I went with it, and that may not work. There we go. And it worked. I mean, it worked for the kit. It worked for my it worked for the journal, for the flip-flop journal in the front. It's just the right addition to it, so cross our fingers there. But I'm gonna have to make another one real quick with the leftover pieces that I have, all the scrappy stuff that we have left over from the flip-flop journal, which there is plenty for me to work with for this, so if I want to decorate anything like the envelope and the window envelope and stuff like that, I can totally... Did I get it up too high? Not too much. Let's glue down. I have a choice. Woohoo. So yeah, I have plenty of... I got pieces left over that didn't fit in the flip-flop journal, which is great. I have a tag tuck that I think I'm going to put on one of those empty pages that don't have writing on them. I got like a couple back covers and stuff like that, and I think I'm going to do the tag. I have an envelope, so I have my, what do I have? I have these left over. I've got the 4 flap. I can put it there and put a special note inside it. I've got this one. I think I can go on one of the back pages. I think it just fits, and so we'll put this on top, and I'll put some special note on that. So, yeah, I have some things to fill into this one that I could not fit into the other one, which is great. Looks like I'm making a mess over here. Never mind. Leave it alone. Don't have time to mess with it. Here, let's get the rest of this down. Well, thank you for joining me in my creation here. You got to actually see me create something, design, like actually craft and create, not just weird prep and signature layout. I know I do that a lot. I put on basic covers and I do the signatures, and then you guys don't really see, a whole lot of crafty, a lot of pockety stuff, which that's what you guys want to see. So I will definitely come back on when I work on the window envelope pockets, because I know those are a lot of fun, and that's a scrap thing. What page am I putting? This one. So I've already did some work on it. We're gonna, it's gonna be a pocket here. It's gonna be a pocket here. It's gonna be, of course, a big pocket here. And I'm going to glue it down on just the 2 sides so we can make it a tuck also. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun on this page. We'll put it on here, nice and bright and lovely, but I'm going to put it on the outside so I can tuck something inward. And so pocket, 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 and pocket. So that'll have plenty of extra fun. It could be lists, it could be wishes, it could be any kind of information. That's extra because it comes off the signature before we go into the next, section. Before we go into Sammy's day 7, her birthday day. So her actual birthday. So who knows what information I may want to slap in there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's see. Let's cut this off because we don't need that anymore. Ta-da. We get into the end of here. Yes, we are. Yep, 49 minutes. All right, so that's it. Very chunky. Wispy, got stuff coming out of everything, which I love. It doesn't have to be good. Stuff to think about at corner. It's really bugging me. Well, that's really bugging me that doesn't have any personality. There's nothing going on up here. So maybe I'll have to take it to my mom's real quick and see what punches she has, and I can get a little something going on up there, because I feel with that cluster there, maybe a charm. We do a flower down here. This little needs some void, needs that reverse, needs that negative effect, and needs to have something cut out of it so you can see the fabric behind it. I think that'd be really nice. So I'll get crafty with that and see what I can come up with. All of my poor babies are getting dried out because I didn't cover them while we were talking. Bad, bad, bad. So bad. Oh, I know better. But thank you guys for joining along in my cover. And when you see this next, this will be properly covered on the inside, ready to go. And I probably will get the signatures in place too. Make sure that's done. That way, you can just see me decorate the inside as we go along. We've got the window, we've got some tucks, we've got 3-folds or 4-fold punches. So as I'm creating really pretty elements of the book, I will definitely have you join along, and maybe we can keep them a little shorter, but I just wanted to pop in, say hi, check on all of you. Thank you all for watching the flip-flop series and, excuse me, you know, watching and joining along. Thank you all of you for viewing the reveal. Got a really high number of views for me. So hopefully someone will want that as their journal for the month, and that will find a new home very soon. That'd be really great. I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving in case there's not another video next week. I think there'll be a quick reveal, a digital reveal. I do have a new kit coming out, but I don't know if there'll be any of this stuff. It just depends how the next couple days go. If I can get one done for maybe for Thanksgiving or the day after, if you need something to watch, maybe you'll have a few crafty things to watch during the Thanksgiving weekend. So thank you all again so much for joining with the Jewel Design. Really appreciate the likes, loves, comments, subscriptions, notifications, and the slow but steady growth. It does mean a lot to me, and hopefully you guys won't get too bored of this kit. But hey, it's Christmas and this is what I've got, and I really am enjoying this vintage Christmas greeting kit. It is a standard junk journal kit with the ability to have some vertical fun if you're into the skinny journals. So all those links will of course be in here, of all the things that have been going on, so you can watch and love, and we will talk very soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.